now let's move on with the prototyping part. And while doing the prototyping part, we will be learning some more functions and tools in Figma. Okay, so let's begin. And now we will be creating a basic prototype. Let's say create a prototype of a mobile application. So first what we need to do is add a frame. Go to the frame option, click on frame, and here you can select the mobile screen that you want. So there it is. Here we have a frame, and let's zoom in. Just hold the control key on your keyboard and scroll the mouse button up. So there it is. So now let's create a duplicate of this frame because we want to create a prototype. So I'll just show you how the prototyping works. So I'll just hold the Alt key on my keyboard and drag this thing right here. And I'll hold the Alt key on my keyboard once again and drag this thing right here. Okay, so we are going to create a simple prototype for a mobile application using these three frames. So I'll just change the fill color of this first frame. Let's change it to black. Now we will add some text to the first frame. So I'll just type welcome to our app. If you notice the text size is too large, so let's reduce the text size first. Okay, so I'll just select the text and I'll reduce the text size from here. So there it is. Now we have reduced the text size and I'll just write welcome to our app and I'll place this thing right here. Now let's add some text fields in form of a button, and when some user clicks on these buttons they will be redirected towards some other page. So this is what we are going to create in this prototype. So we have added a text and we will be learning about another important and the most popular feature of Figma called as auto layout. So just select this text right here. Then all you have to do is just hit Shift and A on your keyboard. So you can see it says auto layout has been added, and you can edit this as well. I'll just enable the fill option for this particular auto layout. So there it is. And we can just change the fill of this particular element. Let's just change it to yellow. And now we have created a kind of a button for this particular application. And now I'll just select this and reduce the size by holding the K key on my keyboard and then dragging this thing a little bit up. And now I'll just create a duplicate of this feature. So let's select this one. Hold the Alt key on your keyboard and drag this thing down here. Okay, and now I'm not exactly creating a beautiful application, I'm just showing you how the prototype feature works. And now let's edit the text of this particular element. We'll name this as, so there it is. Now we have created two elements for this particular page. Now this will be the home page of the application and I'll just place it right here. Now this second frame right here will be the about us page, which means if some user clicks on this about us button right here, they will be redirected to this particular page right here. Okay, so let's add the details in this second frame. I'll just change the fill of this second frame as well, and let's add some text. You can copy the text exactly from here as well. Just hold the Alt key on your keyboard and drag this thing right here, and then you can edit this text later here. So I'll just edit the text. So I'll just create a duplicate of this text, hold the Alt key on my keyboard, drag this thing down here, and I'll just add a simple line. And now another important feature of Figma are the plugins. So let's see how the plugins feature works. Now I'll just add a shape right here. Let's add a square down here in the about us page. And now if I select this square and I hit the right click on my mouse, you can see we get certain options, and among these options there is a feature called as plugins. Now you know what plugins are, but let's see how plugins work in Figma. Now plugins in Figma really make your job easy. There are so many plugins for a lot of functions. So let's explore them. You can see we have manage plugins and browse plugins in the community option. So I'll just click on browse plugins in the community. So from here you can install the plugins that you want, not just plugins. Figma community is a very big community. You can see there are various features. There's typography, there's mobile design, as well as UI kits, illustrations, and so on. You can publish your own designs as well. So currently we are looking for plugins. So you can see the plugins option has been selected. Now let's search for a plugin. So I'll just search for the Unsplash plugin. Now the Unsplash plugin helps us to easily access non-copyright images for our design. So here you can see this is the Unsplash plugin. So I'll just click on install. Just click on install plugin. So now the Unsplash plugin has been installed. Let's go back to our designing page. And now if I right click on this square once again, you can see if I go to the plugins, you can see there's the Unsplash plugin that we have just installed. So just click on it and you can see there the plugin has opened up. So from here you can search for any image that you want. So there's the moon image that I want. So I'll just click on it, and there it is. Here you can see we have added the moon to the rectangle. Okay, so this is how the Unsplash plugin works. So now the About Us page has been created. So let's create the Contact Us page as well. Okay, so I'll just change the fill of this particular frame. So just hold the Alt key on your keyboard and drag this thing right here. And if you want to make sure that both of them are perfectly aligned, you can check the dimensions as well. Okay, so just select the first About Us, hold the Alt key on your keyboard, and then you can just move your cursor towards the edges. You can see there's the distance, the dimensions of this particular text. Okay, so it says 19 and 86, and now you can make sure that this About Us is in the same distance as well. So just hold the Alt key and then point towards the edges. So here you can see it's not exactly similar. Now just keep holding the Alt key on your keyboard and use the arrow buttons of your keyboard to adjust the dimensions. Okay, so I'll just change it to 19, keep it to 86. Okay, so now these two are perfectly aligned. So I'll just change the text to Contact Us. So now let us add another plugin to this Contact Us page. So I'll just hit the right mouse button and let's go to plugins and click on browse plugins in the community. So now let's add a plugin of a map, that's location plugin. So I'll just install the first plugin right here. Just click on install. So now the plugin has been installed. So just hit the right mouse button, go to plugins, and now we will select the map maker function. So from here you can add any location that you want. So I'll just type any random, even this one is fine. You can enter the input address right here and then you can add the location. So I'll just click on make map. So there it is, and now you can resize this as well. So just go to the edges and hit the K button on your keyboard, and from here you can resize this particular thing and drag this right here. Okay, and now when you hit the V button on your keyboard, you go back to the move option. So there it is, and you don't need to manually create things every time. Various professional designers have created the application prototypes and various UI kits and so on, and all of them have been already uploaded in the community. So all you have to do is just hit the right mouse button, go to plugins and browse plugins in the community, and here you can just search for mobile application. That's what we are creating. Okay, so just search for mobile application. So here you can see this is the plugin section, and there is another section called as files. So just click on files right here, and here you can see these are the various projects, various designs created by users, and they have been uploaded in the community. So all these are files, which means you can copy and modify these files. You can copy every single element from these files and use it in your own project, which means you don't need to manually create things every time. Whatever you need to create, be it an application or a login page, you can just search in the Figma community, take inspiration from these people, and you can copy the individual elements as well. You can literally import these projects in your own Figma application and then you can modify them. Now let's say I want a login page for my application. So all I'll do is just search for login right here, and then you can just click on files. So here you can see these are the various files available for the login page. You can see these are login pages created for mobile applications or let's say desktop. So you can select which one you want, which template you want. So here this is the first project. So I'll just click on it, and here you can see this creator has created simple login page for a mobile application, a simple sign in page. So all I'll do is just click on duplicate because we want to copy these elements. So all you need to do is just click on duplicate so that you can import the project in your own Figma application. So here you can see this project that was created by the user is now being imported in our own desktop application. So the first thing that I want to do is I want this login tab in my own design. So I'll just select this login, not just the text but the rectangle as well along with it, because I want the entire login tab. So just select the rectangle as well using the shift key and then create a group using Ctrl G on your keyboard. Once you hit Ctrl G, you can see both the elements are grouped into one. So we'll just hit Ctrl C on our keyboard to copy this login tab, and then we will go back to our own project, and then we will just select the frame 1 and then paste it right here. So now the login tab is available in our project as well. We simply copied it from the user. Now we want these icons as well, the social sign in icons in our project. So we'll just select this entire icons. We will hit Ctrl G on our keyboard once again to create a group, and we'll just hit Ctrl C to copy all these icons, the group together. Then we will go back to our own project, and then we will just hit Ctrl V on our keyboard. So this is how it works. It makes our job a lot easier. This is how the entire copy function works, and it's very useful. Now that we are done with the design part, this is not exactly a beautiful design. I just wanted to show you a basic design so that we can carry on with the prototype. Now you can see we are done with the design part. So let's move on to the prototype section. So there you can see this is the prototype section besides design. Now let us understand the flow of this prototype. When a user clicks on the About Us button, we want the user to be redirected to the second frame. That's the About Us page. So this is the first part. And when the user clicks on the Contact Us button, we want him to be redirected to the third frame. That's the Contact Us page. So this is the flow of our prototype. And now what we will do is we will create this prototype. So the flow of the project is now clear. So let's create the prototype. Now let us go to the About Us button. Here you can see there's a dot right here near the About Us button. So we'll just click on it and drag this thing to the second frame, which means when a user clicks on the About Us button, he will be redirected to the second frame. And similarly for the Contact Us button, what we need to do is drag this thing, that's the dot near the Contact Us button. We need to drag this thing to the third frame, that's the Contact Us page. So this is how the prototype works. It's quite simple, it's quite easy. This is how the prototype framework works. You can edit the animations as well on how you want to do it. So here you can see we have created two interactions for the prototype, for the About Us button and the Contact Us button. Now you can't see them because they're quite close, so I'll just zoom in a little bit. So here you can see these are two separate interactions. The About Us button goes to the second frame, that's the About Us page, and the Contact Us button goes to the third frame, that's the Contact Us page. You can create animations as well right here. Now this was just a one-way interaction that we learned. We need to create a reverse interaction as well. So I'll just add a text that says previous, because we learned how we can go from the About Us button to the About Us page. But what if the user wants to go back to the home page from the About Us page? So I've created a text that says previous. I'll just add an auto layout by doing the right click on it. So now we have added an auto layout as well, and I'll just change the fill, and let's give a color to this fill so that we create a previous button as well. And then we will be using this button to the prototype as well. Now I'll just copy this button to the third frame as well. So there it is. Now we have the previous button to the third frame as well. You can see besides the previous button, there's a dot right there. We'll just drag this thing and take it back to the first frame, so that it shows a interaction that when you click on the previous button, you are redirected to the first frame. That's the home page. Okay. So similarly for the next previous button, we'll do the same thing. You can see there's the dot. Just drag this thing and take it back to the first frame. That's the home page. So now we are totally done with our prototype. We created a forward interaction and we have created a reverse interaction as well for our application. So now let's see how our prototype works. So now that we are done with prototype, you can see there's the play button. So just click on it, and here this is our home page. If you click on About Us, you will be redirected to the About Us page. So this is the About Us page, and if you want to go back, just click on Previous. So if you click on Previous, there it is, you are back to the home page. Similarly for the Contact Us button, if you just click on the Contact Us button, you will be redirected to the Contact Us page, and if you click on Previous, you will be redirected back to our home page. So this is how the preview of prototype works, and you can share this prototype as well. Just click on the share button. You can send it to any friends, you can send it to any mail or any Figma users as well. You can also publish it to the Figma community as well. Just click on share, there you can publish to the Figma community as well, so others can take inspiration from your project as well. They can copy the elements of their project, just like how we can duplicate project of others and then modify it. So this is all about Figma. This is the basics of Figma. We learned some basic features, we learned some advanced features, we learned how to do prototyping as well. So that's all for this session and that's all for this course. I recommend you people that you regularly visit the Figma community, learn various things from other users that have posted their designs. There is always new things to learn in Figma. You can always visit the Figma community, then you can duplicate their projects and understand how they have created these designs and project. So that's all for this course. I hope you guys do great in Figma. Best of luck and thanks a lot.